Okay, guys, welcome back. As promised, Ireland have got their squad out.
Yeah.
Kept us waiting, but worth waiting for, and what a squad.
Biggest surprise is, well, they've picked everybody, apart from the injured people.
Yeah, the thing is, it was a surprise to me, but I think I was being a bit naive, actually, Al.
Yeah.
And I was kind of in that English mindset, because our players get flogged to death.
Yeah.
The Irish players are having rest in the season.
Yeah.
So, even though I probably would have rested some players, they're probably fine to go. Sexton hasn't got as many minutes under his belt than maybe I thought he would do if he was in England, for example.
So it's more style of play for Sexton, isn't it? Because he's a bit more physical. You think he comes off with a lot more injuries than, say, your own Farrell, your George Ford, because he gets stuck in a little bit more, I think.
Possibly, but he does get rested.
Yeah.
I mean, like he had a rest the other day for that Pro 14 semi, and his minutes aren't that bad. So, it's fine. They've gone with the choice to continue the momentum rather than go all out developing players.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you think that's the right call?
I think you could argue till the cows come home either way. I think it's a big call because I think they need to find that backup 9. They need to find that backup 10.
Yeah.
And this would have been the perfect opportunity to test out combinations, test out individuals. Can't they cope at international level against what will be a fairly decent Australian team?
They're good. They're number 4 in the world. They're at home. Their players are playing pretty well. I think they're going to be very good.
And I think you look back and when England beat them 3-0, England had a class side. They put everybody out there.
Yeah.
And it was a fantastic series of rugby.
It was.
So then maybe that's the thinking behind Ireland taking everyone. It's going to be a hard-fought series. They're going to have to work for it. And maybe it's the wrong environment to test these new guys out.
Yeah, maybe you're right. And it's the perfect test for their first 15, if you like, or their first 23, because this is a high-quality team in their own backyard. Yeah.
I mean, for me, what looks exciting is that is a very, very stable pack that they've got. Yeah. But the squad of players, the forward pack is strong,
really
experienced.
Strong. Yeah.
They're almost 2 or 3 players per position in that squad, which is amazing depth to have, isn't it?
So let's roll through some of these players. I've kind of highlighted almost everyone really, just because it's such a good squad.
Yeah.
And then we'll go through our starting team. And it's no surprise the starting team, the strongest team, isn't actually that hard to pick at all.
No.
Some of the bench slots maybe.
Yeah. Agreed.
Anyway, let's go for it. You jump in when you want to.
Yep.
Bundy Aki, really good that I think he's captain of the Barbars.
Yep.
Well deserved, had a good season. I think he's going to miss out on a starting spot.
Okay.
But I think I'll come back to that exactly where he'll be.
Yeah.
Ross Byrne's interesting. Okay, fly half for Leinster, the number 2 behind Johnny Sexton. He's got a good chance actually of being the number 2 for Ireland.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know where you lie on that. Carberry or Byrne, who would be the better backup 10?
For me, you want to be picking someone who's playing regularly. Does he get enough game time at Leinster, being Johnny Sexton's backup? Or do you go with Carberry, who, is playing at 15?
Neither of them are getting huge game time. I think Byrne's got the most game time. So I think he'd be the safest choice.
Yeah. It's a dilemma though, isn't it?
It is, but I think they need to get them out there. They need to try at least somebody to get some actual evidence as to who's going to be the best option. That's the thing. All these conversations we're having and they're having in Irish media, it's all hypotheticals because they just haven't seen them for Ireland yet.
Yeah, but I suppose if these 2 are your next best talents, and it's the Irish system is one where you can pick them up and move them elsewhere to an extent.
Yeah.
Maybe that's something they need to think about. Do we pick up these 2 guys and put one in Munster, one in Connaught or Ulster?
Yeah, and let's talk about that. Go on then. I think Ross Byrne's staying, but Joey Carberry, Leinster lad, but he's not getting the game time he needs.
Yeah.
Okay. Now here's the thing: he's a 10 or a 15. So whichever club, if he does move clubs, I think he needs to be guaranteed a starting spot at either 10 or 15.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I think in his heart he probably wants to stay at Leinster because he's most comfortable there.
Yeah.
But he might not get as much game time, but he might argue that the environment and the coaching is actually better getting less game time at Leinster than more game time at Ulster.
Yeah. No, agreed. Agreed.
So I think he needs objectively, without taking his feelings into account, which is a bit harsh, I think he needs to move and start for somebody.
Yeah.
And if I had the choice, I'd say starting 10 for Munster.
Yep.
But Munster have got options at 10, so it would be a bit of a harsh one. But anyway, let us know where you think he should go or if he should stay.
It is a real problem. It's a real issue.
It's a good problem, but,
like you said,
but if they get it wrong,
it backfires, doesn't it?
Could backfire.
Yeah.
Anyway, Conway, I think, has got a good chance actually of getting on the wing. Good performer. You know, it takes one injury or maybe Stockdale having a few off days for him getting a chance and maybe even getting in there as a starting slot.
Yep.
And we haven't seen much of him.
No. Haven't
seen much of Cooney for Ireland. Well, I think he's only had one cap.
Yeah.
He's meant to be very good kicking game.
Okay.
Earls is in there, of course. Obviously a nailed-on starter.
He's been immense, isn't he, this year for Munster and Ireland, really. Great
to see Henshaw back.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, really want to see that Henshaw-Ringrose partnership develop.
Yeah. I think they just, and that's the downside, isn't it? If you don't start Bundy Aki, they lose a little bit of physicality in the midfield, don't they? A little bit. Although Stockdale is a big lad, isn't he? So
Henshaw is, he's a tough lad. He's not huge, but then actually Ringrose is pretty tough as well, and he's getting bigger, and so I don't think they're physical enough. They're not like absolute beasts, but I know exactly what you're saying. But at least it gives them options. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, which is nice. And Aki can play 12 and 13. Yeah, probably more comfortable at 13. But Henshaw can move as well. So that's a big battering ram to come off with half an hour to go, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. If that's the way they're going to go. Yeah. Who else have we got here, Al? Rob Carney. Mr. Consistent, isn't he? He's massively your first choice, isn't he? Yeah, really had a good season. So solid, so reliable. Yeah. And it's interesting around the Northern Hemisphere teams. Every nation has developed a steady Eddie, massively consistent fullback. You've got Carney at Wales, Carney for Ireland, Halfpenny in Wales, Hogg for Scotland, Mike Brown for England. It's interesting, isn't it? That Ben Smith. Yeah, that every nation has developed this one guy that is so solid that actually you've got all these young talents coming through, but really the old stagers. Well, I mean, Hogg, you could argue, is a bit more of a loose player, but he is, he's absolutely nailed in. But it's interesting, isn't it? Yeah. Actually, most international nations have got a nailed-on fullback. It's that spine, isn't it? They want guaranteed safety or reliable. Yeah, exactly. Know what you're going to get. Again, Jordan Lama. Yeah. Again, he's probably not looking as a starter for me. No, not at the moment, unless they want to give him a chance. Yeah. But with the squad they've picked, it doesn't look like that's the way they're going to go. No, a bit of cover, isn't he? Looks like. Marmion? Yeah, I think he's the number 2 at the moment. I think, he's the guy with the first shout at being the number 2. But again, he only had a handful of games. He's had, I think, it's 20 odd caps. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting from you guys that watch the Pro 14 week in, week out. We don't get a massive sense of what these guys are like week in, week out. Yeah, we see the big games and all the reports. And so it'll be interesting to see what you guys feel about who is first, second choice, especially for the 9 and 10 options. It's really interesting. Absolutely. I mean, you've obviously got Murray there. He's absolute class. He's had a great season. Yeah. One thing I'd say about Munster, actually, put it out there to you guys. From an outsider looking in, a lot of Munster fans are a little bit disappointed with their season. Yeah. But they've got in 2 semi-finals. They've actually played some really good stuff. Yeah. And I think, this is my point here, I think the success of Leinster has actually hurt them and made them think they've not done as well. Yeah. Because they're such bitter rivals. Yeah, I can see that. Just put it this way, if Leinster had bombed out in some group stages, not got to finals and whatnot, and Munster had got to 2 semis, you may be saying, what a great season. Yeah, I think you trade off that history, don't you? And because they've always been so there or thereabouts in European competitions, and you always expect Munster to get into the final at least every year. I think they're living off their reputation a bit, but I still think Munster have had a good season. Their players are in good nick. They've got the squad, haven't they, as well, Munster? No one can just rival Leinster's production line is insane at the moment. Yeah. Another one, Gary Ringrose. Leinster, verging on world class, I'd say. Yeah, he just hasn't had enough game time especially this year, I suppose, this season with the injuries and 13 caps. That's it. Okay, and we're already kind of touting him as a world-class player. I think he might start all 3, at least 2 of these tour matches. Can't wait to see him.
Yeah.
Sexton, pure class.
Yeah, you can't argue.
Yeah,
really.
I mean, they obviously didn't rest him. Maybe they just wimped out, like not telling him.
Yeah,
it's
maybe.
Like, okay, you tell him he's having a rest. No, you tell him.
Yeah,
Like,
maybe.
He's in there.
That's true, yeah. No, good thinking.
And
then Stockdale.
Yeah.
Again, he's had a massively meteoric rise, hasn't he, since coming in?
Absolutely meteoric.
So yeah, I think he's one of those players, a bit like Alex Cuthbert was for Wales, that when they first burst on the scene, they're amazing. People can't get anywhere near them.
Yeah.
And then they get found out.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's quality, and I think he's not going to be suddenly not international quality. It's just don't expect too much.
Yeah.
He's not going to score a hatful all the time.
Yeah.
Defences are going to say start watching out for this guy. Especially, he's got a really nice timing of an intercept.
Yeah.
He gets up in your face on the outside, hooks round, and teams might try and chip over him or cut lines on
definitely.
him. And he could get caught out a few times, but don't panic. That's what I'm
exactly. But he's got a very bright future ahead, I think.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Very bright future.
Okay, forwards. Do you want to start us off there?
I think it just looks, the general is strong. It's powerful, it's big,
strong, yeah.
Amazing. I mean, you've got Rory Best, Cian Healy, Tag Furlong, Sean Cronin. Yeah. Again, Sean Cronin's an interesting one.
Furlong, yeah.
Because he's potentially another world-class hooker. But you're not going to play him ahead of Rory Best, are you?
Rory Best had a few fitness problems. I think Cronin needs at least one start. Okay, he's that good. He needs at least one start, and I think he'll get lots of minutes anyway. You can always bring him on pretty early in that second half, or even at half time.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a problem. So maybe we might see a bit more of Cronin than we might do in a Six Nations, for example.
But it's interesting. He's got 61 caps.
Yeah, crept up, isn't it?
Yeah,
where from?
Yeah. So he's an experienced international player now.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we want to see him start. Henderson is an interesting one. Good to see him there. Had some injury problems.
Yeah.
If he's 100% fit, I say he's a starter. Full stop.
Yeah, 100%.
But he might not be fully fit, so he might not start.
Agreed.
Let us know.
Dan Levy, he's been quality, isn't he?
Taking his chance.
Again, Leinster playing Racing the other day. He was. He was awesome.
Well, he's got this chance now, interestingly, to actually nail down that starting 7 shirt.
Yeah.
Over Sean O'Brien, over Van der Fleer, who I thought were the 1 and 2.
Yeah.
When they come back, they could find they don't have a 7 shirt and they're fighting around for the scraps.
Yeah, exactly.
I generally think he's not keeping that shirt warm. He's actually, potentially, if he has a good tour, he's got that shirt.
Yeah, 100%.
Let us know what you think. If actually, if Van der Fleer or Sean O'Brien come back to fitness, then actually they're straight back in.
Yeah. I mean, he reminds me quite a lot of David Pocock for the Australians. Dan Levy.
Okay.
Aggressive, solid over the ball.
Yeah.
He's very powerful. Gets right place, right time. A lot of the time.
I mean, talking of 7s, again from Leinster, it's almost ridiculous. Yeah. Another 7, Geordie Murphy.
Yeah.
Had a big injury, I believe, but he's quality. He could feature at some point. Just another 7, even though 2 7s are out.
Yeah, exactly.
Just give one to England. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Nice to have that depth, isn't it?
Yeah, don't need 4.
Peter Omani, again.
Good player.
Yeah, cracking.
Good season,
player.
good player. Done well. Line out still looking great.
Yeah, exactly.
Superb. Porter, I think, has got a chance to nail on that number 2 spot at tight head.
Yep.
Hopefully get him some more game time. James Ryan, wow, what a prospect.
Yeah.
But not just a prospect, he's actually ready, I think.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, very mature head on a young pair of shoulders.
Absolutely. And physically, I think in a couple of years, he's going to be an absolute beast. He could be a real enforcer type player.
Yeah. And so, just a general point about the forwards as well, that it's a very settled group of players. You've got let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
What are you counting?
9 from Leinster.
Okay, in the forwards.
And then 1, 2, 3.
It's good maths here, Al.
Yeah.
Keep going.
3 from Munster.
It's just doing some counting, all right.
2, 3 from Ulster.
Yeah.
1 Scarlet.
Yeah.
And 1 Connaught.
Okay.
So they play with each other. They play with each other week in without.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's only a limited clubs they can be in. So I know what you're saying, absolutely.
There's a lot of continuity between kind of international and club stuff.
And when the youngsters come in, they're slotting into a settled side, which is so good for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, starting teams. I'll go through it, you tell me if you disagree.
Yep.
I think the starting 15's easy.
Okay.
But we'll see. Okay, so you've got Cian Healy, Rory Best, and Tyke Furlong.
Yep.
If fit, Ian Henderson.
Yep.
If Henderson isn't fit, I think you'd go Toner and James Ryan.
Okay.
Because they play for Leinster together, but
Agreed.
Henderson and James Ryan, I think, is your ideal pairing.
Yep.
Yeah? Okay.
Agreed.
Amani, definitely 6.
Yep.
Dan Levy, 7. CJ Stander, 8.
Okay, cool.
Yeah?
Yeah, sounds good.
I'll do the bench for the forwards. Now, this is where we might differ slightly. Well, Porter, I think, definitely on the bench with Cronin and McGrath.
Yep, spot on.
Yep. Okay.
Yep.
These last two were a little bit... The only bit in the Irish team I think is a bit tricky. I'd have Tyke Burns straight in there.
Okay.
I think he's had such a brilliant season for the Scarlets, and he covers back row as well.
Okay.
He genuinely covers back row rather than just somebody can play back row, I think. And he's a point of difference. He's great handling, good link player. Very different, I think, to the physical Ryan and the big tall Toner, etc. Maybe similar-ish to Henderson, but I think he's just that great cover. Then he takes that second row and back row cover off the table and lets you have a specialist. And I'd go for Conan as the specialist 8 replacement, because I think you need to keep getting him experience to be that backup to CJ Stander. Sean O'Brien may be back, he may not, so I think that's important. Would you change anything?
No, I don't think I would. I think it seems like a very balanced. It's a very balanced starting pack, and the bench I think offers you some good options. Good flexibility. Let
us know if you differ there. In the backs, I think really, really easy. Go Murray, Sexton 9-10. Henshaw and Ringrose 12-13. And then Earls on one wing, Stockdale on the right, and Carney at fullback. I think for me the only one that you could argue is unlucky to miss out is Aki. In the centres. Well, he's had a great Six Nations.
But I suppose it depends what the balance of that Australian backline's looking like. If they're going quite big physical centres, they might go with Aki at 12. Just to add a little bit of physicality.
I think that's the option. I don't think you move Ringrose from 13.
No, but you bring Henshaw.
You could play Aki at 13, but I just don't think it would be silly to drop Ringrose. I think he's just too good.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, with Kurandrani in good nick as well at the moment, he's a bit of a handful, isn't he? So they might go with Aki just for a bit of physicality in that midfield. So
the 3 backs on the bench, I think he's the hardest bit here. I think Marmion gets the first crack at number 2 scrum half. Then I think Aki has to go on the bench because he deserves it. He does, and he's that good. But he covers centres, that's all he covers. So then you're in a little bit of quandary. Conway would be a good pick, Lama would be a good pick, but I think Carberry should get the first crack. He's been in and around, hasn't he? I think he'd be hard done by to not be. If he was left out of that 23 again, I think you'd kind of be shooting yourself in the foot. You need to see this guy. He can play 10 and 15. You could argue Lama maybe gives you some better cover there potentially, but then you wouldn't have a 10 cover. I think maybe it's either Carberry or Byrne as the last bench spot, so I'd go Carberry. Anyway, that's our team, guys. Let us know what you think. I mean, what a tour. It's going to be, it's going to be cracking. What a competition that's going to be. Absolutely. And it'd be interesting. I'm really intrigued to see how Australia pull up as well. I think they'll be really good. I think they'll be good, but it'd be interesting to see how they are, what kind of the balance of their squad is going to be as well. Absolutely. I think it's 50-50 pretty much. In my head, I'm kind of, my heart, I'm half feeling Ireland are favourites, but then you've got to factor in it's at home, end of the season for Ireland and some of those bits and pieces. True. So I'm probably going 50-50. Anyway, it's the best time ever to be an Irish fan. So Irish fans, enjoy it, be excited. We're excited. You know, we're not even Irish fans per se, so we just enjoy following them. Exactly. It is exciting. Very exciting. Cool. Until next time, guys, we will see you then.